Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Let's have some fighting words. In this video, I want to talk about the press conference with Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas. Overall, the guys are really respectful to one another. I've never seen Yordenis Ugas ever be disrespectful to anybody. He's always been a stand-up guy and a gentleman. And likewise, Errol Spence, unless you give him something to work with, he's not gonna give you disrespect. When it comes to verbal confrontation, you're going to have to strike first with Earl. So whatever you give him, that's what he's going to get back to you. And, it was very cordial. It was very respectful. It's even towards the trainers, it's just very respectful. So there wasn't a whole lot to gauge. One thing that I really did strike me was Yordenis Ugas. He really moved me with his concern with, what's going on overseas. And also in his own homeland where he's talking about political prisoners. And, it made me think in terms of this fight, I feel like he's fighting for other people. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because I believe when you fight for something other than yourself, it kind of gives you a strength and a drive and a motivation to do more and press harder and go further. And, Earl, on the other end, not to take anything away from himself, but, he was just saying, I've been plagued with injuries and, I just want to get back on the scene. So they both have something that they're fighting for. Earl is thinking more so about his legacy and, just being active and being the guy that he was once projected to be. And then you look at Ugas, and it's just like, I'm fighting for the little guy. And that's what I got from Ugas. I'm fighting for the little guy, for the guy that nobody expected anything out of, or, nobody ever gave him anything. He had to work hard for it, and that's what I got. Really quick, if you like what you're hearing, please like, please share, and please subscribe to my channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would like to do more content. I would actually like to do a whole lot more, but I do need the subscribers on the other end, so it is a relationship. So if you like what you're hearing, please like, please share, and also please subscribe to my channel. Now let's get back to this. When it comes to it, I just feel like that does give you something to work with, and it gives you something to work with outside of yourself. The only reason why I'm saying this, because it really did kind of move me. So you have, Errol Spence saying, I couldn't get the Pacquiao fight. That was supposed to be my passing of the torch. I couldn't, because of my eye injury, I couldn't get that. So here I am, and Earl also said, I'm doing everything right. So he mentioned a lot of things when he said he was doing everything right. He mentioned his diet, how he can get big, So he mentioned his diet, but he also mentioned what I feel what he was saying was his life outside of the gym. Maybe like more so who is he hanging out with? What are the things he's doing in terms of recreation? Because Earl hangs out with a lot of rappers, and rappers hang out in clubs. Rappers get drunk. Rappers don't have athletic bodies, okay? Because all they do is smoke and drink. So for him to say that in the way that he said that just showed that there was another level of dedication. Like, yeah, when I go to the gym, I'm 110%. But he's, at least the way he worded it, he's saying, when I leave the gym, it's 110% as well. I'm not doing a lot of the things that I was doing before. I'm not hanging out super late, or I'm not getting drunk on the weekends, or whatever the case may be. I'm not doing those things. I'm doing the right things outside of the ring, and I'm coming in doing the same thing as well inside the ring. So I'm expecting nothing less than victory on the night of. Why not? And there's nothing wrong with that. And then you get Ugas. Ugas made it very clear. I've been fighting. I've been wanting this fight for 4 years. He was asked, you had a tough fight with Pacquiao, and now you're coming in with this fight. We all know this is not going to be an easy fight for you. Why would you do that? And, why don't you have a tune-up fight? And he's like, what are you talking about? I've been asking for this fight. I've been screaming for this fight. It's been 4 years I've been screaming for this particular fight. I don't want an easy path. I haven't had an easy path, and I think that goes a lot with how he made it to the States. He's had to fight for everything, including his freedom. So, no, I don't mind taking the hard road. I don't mind taking the long road. I have taken the long road, and quite frankly, in boxing, I feel like, he would have been progressed much further. So it's just, I gotta commend the guy. He really, I think what he said, but also maybe the emotion that he evoked out of me through what he said, it just gave me a sense of, I'm doing this for the little guy, because there's a lot of guys out there like me who are struggling with all kinds of conflicts, in which case he brought up, the war that's going on, he brought that up. He brought up the political prisoners in his own homeland. And then saying, just to polish it all off, I want the best. I want the best. And I've been calling for the best. So it's just like, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. And I was very clear about my I don't know before. But that Pacquiao fight changed a lot of things in my eyes when I looked at Ugas. But the way he's thinking has made me think a little differently about this fight as well. Because, we do this. But a lot of it's this. And if this isn't in the right place, I don't care how well you do this. It's not going to work out for you if this is not in the right place. And for Ugas and Errol, I mean, they both seem like they're in the right place mentally. But I just feel like when you're fighting for someone or something greater than yourself, I feel like that's something that can't be matched if you're doing it for it. And I hate to say this in terms of Errol, but he has his own reasoning. There's nothing wrong with that. But Errol's reasons for winning and wanting this competition between the two of them and unifying between the two of them is more personal, is more self-gratifying and satisfying. As for Ugas, who's clearly fighting for other people, clearly thinking about other people, clearly trying to inspire other people. And when you put that in the mix, that's going to make you run an extra mile. That's going to make you hit the bag an extra 20 minutes. That's going to make you go harder in sparring. That's going to make you do 2-3 more rounds in sparring. That's going to make you say, I want to spar somebody bigger. That's what that's going to give you. It's going to give you a sense of purpose. It's going to give you a sense of purpose. So, I still think both of them have an uphill battle. I don't think this is an easy fight, by no means necessary. Do I think this is going to be an easy fight for either guy? But, like I said, press conferences are always interesting in terms of what you're going to get out of it. Now, every once in a while, you get guys who are as cordial and polite as these two were in this particular press conference. So you got nothing to gauge on there because they both understand this is sport. But you got nothing to gauge on there. So now, what's your personal motivation? If there's no animosity, what's your personal motivation? And if your personal motivation is, I just want to be great, versus, there's people hurting out there, and I want to inspire, and I want to entertain, and I want to just give hope through this fight. I'm sorry, they don't match up. Does that mean that Ugas is going to win? Absolutely not. It doesn't mean that. But does that mean that a tough, durable, gritty guy who's very skilled is going to put in extra hours? Yeah, and that's a scary thought for Errol Spence. But we'll just have to wait and see. Drop your comments down below. Please like, please share, and as always, please subscribe to my channel.